personifies Lindsay Lohan in her prime, much like Freaky Friday. Yes, she was great in The Parent Trap, Mean Girls, and even Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. But when I think of the Lindsay of my childhood, I think of Freaky Friday. And it's clear that I cannot be the only one, since Disney has finally realized the true influence of Freaky Friday over millennials and Gen Z, not brought us another cringy remake, but a follow-up movie with the original cast. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down the iconic fashion in this 2003 movie, taking a look at whether or not it holds up in a 2025 fashion context, and also laying the groundwork in order to better be able to understand the fashion in the new movie, which we are going to be diving into once it's been released to streaming services, since at the moment it's really hard to get clear images of the outfits. But let me just say, I spent last Friday in the movie cinema with a bunch of adults watching this movie, and there was not one child in sight, and it was marvelous. So if all of that sounds good to you, please keep on watching and subscribe so you don't miss any more videos like this. Even though I would personally consider Freaky Friday to be a fashion movie, in reality this movie does not have a lot of outfits for us to work with. So that being said, I'm unable to do as an in-depth styling analysis as I normally like to do for these videos, but on the other hand, it does give us a chance to look at literally every single outfit in this movie and dissect it a little bit. So the first look we have is Anna's pre-switch pajama look. Now it feels definitely very grungy, a little bit rock and roll. You know, we have the, what is it, like Led Zeppelin band tee, the very 90s influenced pajama pants with the plaid. Her hair is a mess. I mean, she just woke up. But of course, if we look at her first real outfit, which I absolutely love, she changes into this like in 2 seconds, which she's a real queen. We once again have this like, I don't know what to call this style of shirt. It's almost like, I would say, a baseball tee. Is that a baseball tee? Very rock and roll. It has the electric guitar on it, just in case you didn't know that she was a rock star. I love the little like dog collar and these cargo pants with the studded belt. Absolutely iconic. Of course, some Converse to go with that. There's just nothing I can criticize about the outfit. It is absolute perfection in my opinion. Just by looking at those two like initial pre-switch outfits, it's clear that she likes a very grungy rock and roll feel to her outfits, which complement her personality, as well as like leaning overall into darker colors such as blacks and grays and red. In contrast to that, if we look at her mother's first pre-switch outfit, I do think it says a lot about the mom's personality. It's just entirely monotone and monotonous. It's brown. Yes, it's tailored. She works in a professional environment, but I do think it kind of like reflects her stuck up personality, like no fun. It is just, it's so perfect to the point where it has like no personality at all. Especially with it being brown. I feel like there's no color that is as boring as brown. I'm not critiquing any of you nude loving girlies out there. Like, I also love a good nude or basic myself, but sometimes it's a little bit too much. So then we have the big switch. Now, Anna's in her mom's body and her mom's in Anna's body, and I do think that's where like the way that they express their style comes out the most, because obviously now they're dressing with different clothes on a body that is not normally there, but they still have their like same style, personalities and everything. And I just love the way that the movie depicted this. So the first after switch Anna outfit, where it's actually the mom, you know, technically it's the mom's first outfit. You know, she's getting dressed, and the first thing she dresses Anna in is this button down with like, I don't know, what are those pants, like dress pants, and it's so boring to the point where Anna's like, Mom, no, it has to be something else. And I do think that this is like the best iteration of stuff that Anna would actually wear, just not in this way. So we have this black t-shirt, which I love this long sleeve black t-shirt, and I can definitely imagine Anna wearing it, but just styling it in a way more fun way. Same thing with the jeans, same thing with the shoes. She would wear all of these outfits. It would just be presented differently. So yes, it is believable in the sense that this could still be Anna, but you also sense something is going on. Especially as well with the hair being pulled back, like her hair is brushed, it's pulled back, it's out of her face. And what I really love is the mom's outfits in this movie after the switch. First, and I was like, okay, I have to dress my mom's body. Like, so she just puts on her mom's clothes and she of course just looks very serious. Can we take a moment, okay, how she's sitting in this car? Jamie Lee Curtis, and then we put like a side by side of how Lindsay was sitting in the car early in the movie. I just love the acting in this movie, just like the small details. It's really believable. Same thing with the new movie. I really liked it. I think it was really good. So we have this all black outfit, very boring, very mom, and then she realizes, hey, I'm an adult now with adult money. So she goes on a little shopping spree as well as a little makeover. So she gets a haircut, she gets the piercing she personally always wanted. And I just think the mom looks so cool now. Look at the little earring, her jewelry, the sunglasses, just the entire swagger. It's a scene where she's trying on all the shoes, and I just think that these knee-high boots with the heel just look so good, as well as the bohemian dress. Is this like something that I would imagine Anna wearing on a day-to-day basis? No, but she's definitely like adapting her own style to fit like her mom's framework, and I really like it. Then after a day of gallivanting around in each other's bodies, we have the dress rehearsal. And I do think that these outfits don't really play into the storyline as much as the other ones, because I can imagine they were probably pre-selected. Both of them are black, formal, makes sense for the context. I don't think there's really much to analyze there. I do, however, think it's very interesting how the mom is trying to style Anna's outfit here. It feels very stuffy, like the hair together with the jewelry, which is exactly the same jewelry that her mom was wearing earlier in the movie, or like the same vibes, like the little small studs, as well as the shawl thing. It feels very mature. It feels really too mature on her. And you see a stark difference between that and when she's like finally on stage and having to give into this overwhelming experience, performing in the show as her daughter, and she's letting her hair down a bit and everything. It just looks like two different people, and you can just see the shift in her personality occurring. And I just love little design Easter eggs in movies like that. I absolutely love that. And then the last looks that we have, because yeah, this, as I said, there's not a lot of looks in this movie, is the wedding look. Now, first things first, I actually want to talk about the mom's wedding look, because I like it a lot. It fits really with her personality, that she's not wearing like a traditional gown. She's not like a traditionally feminine woman. She is hardworking. She has her career and her profession, and she puts all of these things ahead of herself. It's not the right way of saying it, but she takes charge of her life. I feel like her outfit really strongly represents that. It's tailored to perfection. You have the more traditional wedding materials in it, like the satin and the lace, so it still feels like a wedding outfit, but just in a little bit of a more what is the word, like more modern context. It does definitely feel more like a modern woman, a mature woman's wedding outfit. And then of course Lindsay is looking beautiful. This color on her with her red hair is absolutely stunning, this lilac color. I love the lace detailing in that. Once again, we see the more traditional wedding materials like the silks and the lace, but it also looks a little bit rock and roll. You know, it's not something you would imagine at a normal traditional wedding, but it still feels wedding while showcasing at the same time her personality. And I love where she's like performing on stage and she's not wearing any shoes. I feel like that really speaks to her personality. And yeah, I really like all the outfits in this movie. And if you've watched the new movie, please let me know what you think, because I really like it. And I'm well aware with movies like this where we get a second movie or whatever, like a remake, that oftentimes they're not as good as the first. But I feel like the second movie really holds up with the first one. There's a lot more outfits in there, and I think they really, knowing how well the first one did, knowing the influence of the fashion in this film at the time, I think they really played into the outfits and the fashion in the movie, and I really appreciated that. So let me know what you thought about both movies, or either movie that you've watched. I just want to talk about the movie. That's what it comes down to. I just want to have a discussion with a person about this, since I cannot do that in my real life because people don't share my interests. So yeah, if you like this video, then you would definitely like the video I did breaking down share style, which I will link somewhere here on the screen. And then I will hopefully see you next week. I started studying again recently, so my life is difficult, but I will do my best. Next week, I promised, Wednesday season 2 review, it is coming. I promise it is coming. So yeah, bye.